I once emailed my professor to let them know I'd be missing class for a funeral. Real one. Real funeral. I kept it short, polite, even included the obituary because I knew she was a skeptic. Her response, please remember that death does not exempt you from learning. Girl, what? Another time, I emailed housing because my ceiling was actively leaking and dripping onto my laptop. Their reply, maintenance is prioritized by necessity. Is the leak currently preventing you from breathing? Be so real. And I'll never forget the TA who accidentally replied all to a class-wide complaint email and just said, honestly, I don't get paid enough to read these. Iconic, devastating, career ending. But the one that truly lives in my soul was from financial aid. I asked about a missing scholarship check. They sent back a PDF titled What Went Wrong. That was it. No text, no greeting, no punctuation. Emails aren't supposed to humiliate you. They're not supposed to wound. But some of them stay with you like a curse you open by reading the fine print. I still check my inbox like it's a battlefield. I was crying in the girls' bathroom during 4th period, not even for a good reason, just the kind of crying where your brain says now. I went into stall 3 because it's the only one where the lock actually works and the door doesn't swing open if someone breathes too hard. Sat there doing the silent sob thing, try not to sniffle too loud, and then I saw it. Written in pink gel pen, slightly smeared but still readable. You are not too much. They are just not enough. I stared at that for like 10 minutes. Then under it, someone else had written in pencil, except Rebecca. You were too much to Rebecca. She's recovering. Then below that, someone had scribbled in Sharpie, Rebecca deserved it. I laughed out loud in a weird hiccup way, still crying but laughing. Like the stall wall was talking me through a breakup and a felony at the same time. I don't know who started the thread, but there's a little crown doodle and the word healing written next to it. That stall wall saw me at my lowest and said, girl, pull it together. We have beef with Rebecca. I was in the bathroom trying to fix my eyeliner during 5th period because God forbid I cry once during a group project without looking like a raccoon that lost custody. Anyway, I'm leaning into the mirror when I notice that someone's added to the inside of the stall door again. Stall 1, girls' bathroom by the gym. Sacred ground. Written in black Sharpie in giant all caps. You don't need him. You need a nap and some actual self-respect. Underneath it, in glitter pen, I took the nap. Still miss him, but my skin looks better. Then in blue pen, kinda loopy and tired looking, took both the nap and the self-respect. Can confirm he was a problem. Then this one in red pencil, barely legible. Guys, stop writing in pen. Admin started taking the stall doors down. And faintly, in faint gray pencil at the very bottom, let them. We will write on the walls. They cannot silence us. I fixed my eyeliner, left the bathroom with my head a little higher. The revolution lives on. Stall 1 forever. I found this letter folded up inside an old copy of Lord of the Flies in the library. It was wedged between pages 91 and 92, right next to a dried out gum wrapper and a paperclip bent into the shape of a duck. The letter reads, Dear Mr. Lanning, first of all, you told me to reflect on my actions, so that's what I'm doing. I'm sitting in this silent room, watching the clock move slower than the plot of Great Expectations, reflecting, was it wrong to set up a fake crime scene in the teacher's lounge? Maybe, but I disagree with the term wrong. I think it was instructional. The caution tape was from Spirit Halloween. The ketchup was clearly ketchup. The fake toe was rubber and had a smiley face on it. No one should have screamed that loud. Also, technically, I never said anyone died. I just let people assume. You told me I have a problem with boundaries, but I think that's rich coming from someone who keeps a skull on his desk for vibes. Anyway, sorry for the trauma. I'll be more boring next time. Someone who probably shouldn't take forensic science as an elective next year. So this actually happened last Friday. It was senior prank week, which already had the whole school on edge. Someone had zip tied every chair in the math wing to the ceiling tiles the day before. It looked like a cursed gravity experiment. Anyway, we're all sitting in homeroom, waiting for the bell. When the morning announcements click on, there's a long pause. No music, no greeting, just static. And then, good morning, students and staff. I hope you all slept well last night, because I didn't. Someone broke into my office and replaced every item on my desk with a rubber duck. Even my coffee mug. Even my framed photo of my dog. 56 ducks in total. And one of them squeaks when you shake it. I am not amused. We thought that was it, but he kept going. Whoever is responsible, please come to my office and explain why one of the ducks was dressed like Napoleon. That duck in particular is disturbing. And the mic cut out mid-sentence. Just click. No sign off. Rumor is he spent the entire lunch period interrogating members of the French club. They denied everything, which somehow makes it worse. Every school has that one legend, the thing upperclassmen whisper to freshmen like it's a warning or a prophecy. Ours is Hallway Larry. Nobody knows who Larry actually is. No photos, no attendance records, just stories. They say if you leave the class without a pass and the hallway's too quiet, he'll find you. You won't see him, just hear the slow squeak of sneakers and a single cough. If you turn around, he disappears. If you don't turn around, your shoe somehow ends up untied every time. There's a locker nobody uses, locker 183. They say that's his, no combination, no vent, just sealed shut. Once a kid tried to pry it open with a ruler. Next day, every single pencil in his backpack was snapped in half. Someone tried to write Hallway Larry isn't real in a bathroom mirror. The lights flickered and the marker ran dry mid-sentence. He's not malicious, just ever-present, like school debt or dried out whiteboard markers. Freshmen don't believe it until they leave their phone on the water fountain and come back 30 seconds later to find it perfectly balanced on top of a ceiling tile. Larry was here. Larry is always here. 11:14. Two students, identities partially obscured by large cardboard box, enter frame. One appears to be wearing roller skates. Box is labeled school property, do not inspect. Suspicious. 11:16. Same box rolls down hallway at inconsistent speeds. Nearby student attempts to step around it. Box veers towards them. Unclear if intentional. Victim drops hydro flask. 11:18. Third student joins scene, holding what appears to be a walkie-talkie and wearing a high-vis vest that says janitor in training. No known program by this name exists. 11:20. A teacher emerges from room 204. The box immediately stops moving. The janitor pulls out a feather duster and begins dramatically cleaning air. Teacher nods, walks away. 11:22. Box rolls rapidly towards camera, crashes into it, and knocks feed offline. 9. 11:25. Footage resumes. Camera is now duct taped at a new angle. Handwritten note taped to wall. Everything is fine. Go Lions. Recommend disciplinary follow-up. Also kinda wanna know what was in the box. Things written on our school desks that haunt me. These are real. They were carved with rage, heartbreak, and probably a paperclip. Don't trust Jake. He knows why. Math is fake and so is love. This desk witnessed my 13th breakdown. It will happen again. If you're reading this, the blood pact is still active. She said she liked my poetry, then dated my brother. Traitor. Drew was here. So is his probation officer. Do not sit here. The geometry exam curse is real. Someone once gave a speech from this desk and cried. I was the desk. Call 555-0173 and ask for the truth. Be gay. Do crime. Preferably during passing period. I kissed someone in this chair and now I'm failing English. Coincidence? Rip to my dignity. It died right here during 4th period. Sometimes the desks would be scratched so deep it looked like someone wrote their autobiography using spite and a compass needle. No context, no explanations. Just trauma poetry carved into cheap laminate. And the worst part is you'd sit down, read something like, I miss you, Sam, and suddenly, you miss Sam too. Who is Sam? I don't know, but I hope they're okay. Case file 118M. Career week meltdown. Student, Cassidy J, grade 11. Referring staff, Mr. Tanner, English department. Incident date, October 12th. Issue, inappropriate behavior during career fair assembly. Summary, Cassidy was referred to my office after she interrupted the keynote speaker, a local insurance rep, to loudly declare, I refuse to die in a cubicle surrounded by motivational cat posters. When asked to elaborate, she pulled out a crumpled notebook and said she had created a tier list of all adult careers, organized by how soul-crushing they seemed. Tier A was labeled God tier chaos jobs and included things like storm chaser, crab fisherman, and lady who sells haunted dolls on Etsy. Tier F included accountant, assistant principal, and just said anyone named Brad. Cassidy claims this was part of her personal growth arc. She also stated she was not being disruptive, but rather engaging in performance art. Recommendation, Cassidy has been asked to write a formal apology to the career fair committee. She's instead submitted a Zine titled Dreams, Delusions, and Dental School, Escaping the Capitalist Pipeline. No further disciplinary action. Honestly, kind of inspiring. Reminder to stop calling the school resource officer the corporate enforcer. This girl in my class is absolutely insane. Like she has the worst case of main character syndrome. I don't ever talk badly about anyone, but this needs to be explained. She wore a prom dress to finals for the aesthetic. She broke up with someone by playing driver's license on a classroom piano. Live. Badly. In the middle of a fire drill, she whispered, this is just like Twilight, and then sprinted dramatically into the field. She brought a ring light to class for her raw and emotional presentation on imperialism. She fake cried in the hallway until someone offered her a granola bar and walked away smiling. She got kicked out of student council and started calling herself the exiled queen of governance. She posted a pic of the lunchroom fight with the caption, Rome is burning, and I hold the fiddle. She asked a substitute teacher if she could be excused for emotional foreshadowing. She wore sunglasses to detention and told everyone, no paparazzi please. She updated her relationship status during a lockdown drill. I swear half of high school was just people auditioning for roles that didn't exist. Every hallway moment was a monologue. Every tragedy was a plot arc. And I was just trying to get to math without being cast in someone else's self-production indie film. We had a sub last month for chemistry who introduced himself as Mr. Franklin, but you may call me the vessel. Already off to a strong start. He didn't take attendance. He said the role would reveal itself in time. Then he opened his bag and pulled out a single raw potato, placed it on the desk like it was sacred, and said, this is our focus today. Someone asked if it was part of a lesson. He replied, everything is a lesson, especially the things that rot. He refused to turn on the lights, wrote on the board with a dry erase marker that wasn't uncapped, never acknowledged it, just kept writing. When the bell rang, he said, class is dismissed, may the starch be with you. We thought he was joking, but then 2 days later, our real chem teacher came back and said there was no sub request on file. Nothing in the system. She said the classroom camera was mysteriously turned off that period and the potato was gone. The only proof he existed was a small sticky note left on the desk that read, you are all ingredients, cook wisely. We haven't been the same since. I've been teaching for 8 years. Nothing has ever topped the parent-teacher conference where Mason's mom brought a PowerPoint presentation titled, Why My Son Is Not the Problem. She walked in, set up her laptop without saying a word, and dimmed the lights. I thought she was going to show me photos or something. No, full 12-slide deck, transitions, background music, custom animation. Slide 1, the real villain, the seating chart. Slide 2, a pie chart labeled how often Mason is unfairly targeted. 75% said daily, 25% said hourly. Slide 5, my favorite, a dramatic reenactment of an alleged incident using stock images and speech bubbles. It featured a child labeled innocent boy, Mason, being emotionally attacked by a figure labeled teacher with a grudge, me. I tried to speak during slide 6 and she just said, please hold all questions for the end. She concluded by handing me a printed rubric and asking for written feedback on my presentation style. Mason spent the whole time eating Skittles and nodding like this was a business meeting. I gave her a 10 out of 10, not for accuracy, but for the sheer dedication to the bit. Group project season has begun and I no longer recognize the laws of time or logic. I walked into the media center this morning and someone had moved all the chairs into a circle and labeled it a secret forum. Another group built a debate arena using book carts. They said the loser would have to walk the non-fiction aisle of shame. I asked one group how their project was going and they said, we're in the brainstorming phase. While one kid was drawing a dragon, one was asleep inside a hoodie, and one was watching House Hunters on full volume. Someone else printed 37 pages of quotes from The Office and claimed it was emotional research. Someone tried to reserve the projector so they could display the group vibe. They showed a 4-minute video of a raccoon stealing food to the tune of Claire de Lune and no one questioned it. I heard the phrase, we're not procrastinating, we're marinating. I heard, if I disappeared during this, no, it was Jessica. I found 3 students meditating for inspiration in the corner with wireless earbuds and pop rocks. I have not heard silence in 72 hours. I'm going to live in the lost and found bin. Tell my cats I love them.